Hello everyone, that red comet here, but you can call me Utah if you want to. And today I wanted to make a fun video. I wanted to talk about what are, in my opinion, Dragunov's most useless attacks and strings. Now, of course, keep in mind, this is just my opinion. You are allowed to disagree. I'll try to explain to you as best as I can why I have these feelings for some of these attacks. Of course, I'm not going to talk about attacks that are mainly used in combos, stuff like free 1. This is mainly a combo tool. It's not really meant to be used in the neutral. Or forward 2-4 also. It's pretty much a combo tool. Use stuff like this. And so I'm not going to talk about combo tools. I'm going to talk about strings that they are supposed to be used on the ground, but they don't really work. And the first attack I want to talk about is down back to 1-2. Now, what is the problem with this string? The string is, the initial hit is 14 frames, and on block, this is -7. So if this gets blocked, you pretty much lose your third completely. You can't really do anything. Compare this with down forward 1, which is only -2 on block and 1 frame faster, okay? So to throw out this attack, there should be a reason to throw out this attack instead of down forward 1, right? Well, the follow-up attack, down back to 1, the second hit, if this lands on counter it, you see that big stun? If that lands on counter it, the third hit becomes a natural combo, so you get a full combo. If this counter hits, right? You do something like this, if you want to go easy mode. This is easy mode, right? But you could do something more complicated with while standing 4. The problem, though, is that the second hit, if the second hit lands on counter it, you can't really hit confirm this. This is not hit confirmable. So if you always have to commit to the third hit. Even if you delay, like this can be delayed, as you can see. But even if you delay this, you can't really hit confirm this. So if you get the counter it, you still, whether you get the counter it or not, you have to commit to the third hit, which is -14 on block. So, and another problem with the string is that there is no real reason to throw out the first hit. Think about moves like, for example, King's down for 2-1, or like in this case, Devil Jin's laser scraper or laser cannon. There is a reason for these characters to throw out these strings. King's down for 2 is only 13 frames mid-check. So King players, they have a reason to throw out down for 2 with King. It's your only 13 frames mid-check. And then you threaten with the high, which is a natural launcher. It's a launcher on natural hit, doesn't even need the counter it. And of course, if down for 2 counter it and you commit to the follow-up, you still get a full combo. In the case of Devil Jin, his laser cannon is used to stop people sidestepping him, because this tracks very well to Devil Jin's weak side, which is sidestep left. So you have a reason to throw out this attack, which is stopping you from sidestepping, and then I'm gonna try to mix you up by either stopping on the second hit or committing to the last hit. With Dragunov, this is not the case, because this move has no purpose. This is steppable, it's pretty easy to step, has no enhanced tracking to one side. That could save the string if they added the new effect, you know, that white trail that indicates that a move tracks very well to one side. It's not homing, but it tracks really well to one side. I think that could save this move, but right now there's no real reason to throw out this attack outside from, oh, I wanna knowledge check you. Let's see if you know how to deal with this. But if the opponent knows how to deal with this, it's not a real threat. It's very gimmicky and, in my opinion, very useless. You would much better off just doing down forward 1. Down forward 1, especially now that we can pigeon roll. Down forward 1 sidestep, down forward 1 pressure running 2, or down 1. You can do whatever you want. I think it's a much better option than down back 2. You only use it if you want to knowledge check the opponent. That's basically what it is. Now, the next move I want to talk about is Dragunov's down forward 3. This move has been buffed for Season 2. They added the property that this move removes recoverable health if it connects. The problem is, though, that this move is, I guess, is technically supposed to be used as mid mix-up, a little bit like, I don't know, a little bit like Kazuya's 4-3. Like, if the opponent likes to duck you, you do this, and you don't get a full combo with Dragunov, but at least you get like a throw transition, right? And it's safe on block, so you don't risk too much if this gets blocked. -6. Could be better, though. The problem with this move is that if the opponent is trying to duck you, for example, let's say he's trying to block down 2, you don't get the throw transition. So, what is the purpose of this move? There's no purpose for this move. There's no reason to throw out this attack at all, as you can see. So, it would be very easy to fix this move. Just make so that you get the throw transition even on counter it. Sorry, even on an opponent crouching. I really don't know what's the reason why this move doesn't transitions into a throw on a crouching opponent. I really don't understand the logic behind this. But honestly, this is the main issue of this attack. If this works both on standing and on crouching, it would be a decent mid to throw out as a mix-up, maybe after run 2, for example. Or back on still. You do this to check the opponent if he tries to duck you. But the way it is right now, it's pretty useless again. Okay, so the next move I want to talk about is Dragunov's Iron Flail, so forward 3+4. Now, this move is pretty interesting because it's a natural hit launcher. So if this connects, you get a launch here. You can tech roll into a wall standing 4 and get a full combo. However, the timing is quite strict to get the tech roll. I can get the tech roll. Here we go. The timing is quite strict, as you can see. But it's a natural hit launcher. It's a high, though, so this can be ducked. Let me select crouching. So this can be ducked. It's a jumping attack, though, so if the opponent uses a low, you can evade that. For example, let's say that Devil Jin does, I don't know, it does his down, it uses his down 3. Wait, he's using laser cannon. Let's say he uses down 3, I can do this to avoid the low and punish him. The problem though with this move is, like I showed you, is the fact that Dragunov recovers on the ground after using this attack. And unfortunately, this move could be a good keep out for Dragunov. If it wasn't for the fact that you recover on the ground afterwards. And yes, you can tech roll, but the timing is quite strict. I don't know why. The timing is strict, considering you're already in a pretty bad position, even if you get the just frame. But the point is that a keep out usually has one of the main reasons why you want to use a keep out is to stop your opponent from approaching you. But if you have to recover on the ground and then you have to tech roll, you're basically begging your opponent to 50-50 you for free. So this is unfortunately not a great move. It could be good if this recovers standing with a decent recovery. Like if it is like -30 on whiff, it's not gonna be too good. But if it has a decent recovery, like most orbitals, for example, it could be a decent move. But you see sometimes even high-level players use this attack, but it's a big gamble in my opinion. You can see Arslan, or sorry, not Arslan, Altsun. You can see Altsun or JDCR sometimes use this attack, but it's a big gamble in my opinion. And the tech roll is also quite strict. There is a pretty big chance you're gonna screw up the tech roll. As you can see, even in practice mode, it's not easy to time it correctly. Our fourth move is gonna be up forward 3+4. We're gonna do 5 moves in total. Now, this is a throw. It's an unbreakable throw. So this is pretty interesting, right? The opponent can't break this. No matter what, there's no break for this throw. The problem though is that this is still high. This is still a high, so this can still be ducked. Crouching. This can still be ducked, as you can see. And I want you to look at the startup of this move. 38 frames. This is slower than a snake edge. This is 27 frames. This is 38 frames. So if someone is able to identify a snake edge on reaction and block it, sure as hell is gonna be able to see this on reaction and duck it. So this move is it would be interesting because it is an unbreakable throw, but because of the fact that this can be ducked, and to duck you only need 1 frame. So even if you take a little bit to recognize this attack, all you need is 1 frame where you duck, and you are able to avoid this. So it's a gimmicky move. It doesn't really have a purpose because if you're playing against low-level players, you would be much better off just doing regular throws. Low-level players are not going to be able to break throws on reaction, at least command throws. And if you're playing against someone that can break throws on reaction, sure as hell is going to be able to duck this on reaction as well. So it's quite useless. You would be much better off just using regular throws. Not regular command throws, but just use these regular throws. They are only 11 frames. If they counter it, they are pretty much unbreakable, almost unbreakable. And you don't risk, like, there's no real reason to use this move, really. There's no real reason. If this was a mid, maybe it could have some utility if this was a mid. But as long as it is a high that you can just duck it in 1 frame, this doesn't really have a purpose, in my opinion. It's also quite easy to step. It's not even it doesn't even have good tracking, as you can see. It doesn't track at all. So yeah, there's no real purpose to use this move. Lastly, as a 5th move, I was originally thinking of backswing blow. The thing is, though, that backswing blow has a purpose. It's just that it was nerfed. It was nerfed so much that you don't want to use this move anymore. But the purpose is clear. It's used to evade and trying to steal the opponent's turn. It's just that the properties are so bad right now that there is no reason to use this move anymore. So as a 5th move, instead, I'm gonna talk about 4-4-4. This move here. This move was nerfed from Tekken 7 to Tekken 8, because in Tekken 7, this used to be a countered launcher. It was still a pretty bad move, don't get me wrong, but at least the fact that you can get a full combo on counter it, you could use this in certain situations. It wasn't amazing, because remember that this move is very slow and easy to step. But in some cases you could use it from range to bait a keep out attack and then counter it the opponent with this. But now that this basically only gives you a mid throw on count, yes, now it gives you something guaranteed on hit, but in most cases you're not gonna hit anyone on regular hit with this. It's mostly gonna be a counter hit, and now unfortunately all you get is a mid throw, which in my opinion is very underwhelming considering the big risk that this move carries. Because it's a very slow move, as you can see, 27 frames. It's very easy to step. This is incredibly easy to step. This is completely linear, and I'll show you that. As you can see, this is completely linear. And also, this move could technically evade. Like, this move has some evasion, so that you can avoid certain highs, but it's not a high crush. You can be clipped by a lot of highs. So one thing I wanted to show you is that this move has some evasion, as you can see. It can sleep under certain highs, but this is not a high crush. So this means that I can't avoid an electric, for example. An electric is always gonna clip me. Because this is not a proper eye crush. It doesn't deactivate high hitboxes. This is how a high crush operates. When you do a move that is a high crush, like down 2, all the hitboxes that are marked as highs, they get deactivated. In this case, when you do 4-3, high hitboxes are still there. So if your opponent uses a high that has a pretty low hitbox like an electric, you're not gonna be able to slip under those attacks. So this is not a proper high crush. It doesn't really evade much, and the reward is underwhelming. It is pretty easy to step, quite easy to step, and the startup is so bad, 27 frames, 26, 27 frames, that yeah, this makes, all of this combined makes this move pretty underwhelming, pretty useless if you ask me. Especially now that it doesn't launch anymore on counter hit like in Tekken 7. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say, so I hope you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching and take care.